Hello, my name is Cole. I am 20. I have high functioning autism and I'm a freelance filmmaker. I don't usually have an ordinary day. Well, not exactly like an ordinary day, as in like, oh, I do this and I do that. As in like, it's never a routine. It's always something different. I'm unemployed, so I don't, I think that sort of explains a lot of things. It might give you some context on why is this guy just like, not really doing that much. Uh, I usually wake up around about 12 p.m. and I usually stay in bed from about like 30 minutes, I would say, because it's quite nice, it's quite warm, it's quite comfy. I like looking through the window in my bedroom and just seeing the trees, and sometimes there'd be like bird chirping, it's fantastic. I really like that. And that kind of gives me some peace to begin the day with. And after those blissful 30 minutes, I get out of bed and I have some breakfast. I think that, the ordinary thing is cereal. I have cereal. I used to really like porridge, and I still like porridge, but, I'm sort of like, it's not the taste, it's the consistency. I just had too much of it, so I'm like, oh, I'll try something different from quite recently. So after that, I brush my teeth. I know that sounds like, it's like, why would you mention, that you brush your teeth? That's like almost like a given. Like, people don't really think about that. They just do it. And but to me, it's like a bit more of a priority in terms of that. And also like having a shower. I have a shower every single day, every single morning, just because if I don't brush my teeth that morning or I don't have a shower that morning, I feel completely uncomfortable throughout that entire day. It's like kind of gross. I don't know. I really don't like it. So I usually have a shower after I brush my teeth, and then after the shower, this is around about 1 p.m., 2 p.m. roughly. This is when I have my walk. I live in Uddingston, which I nickname where old people go to die, mainly because it's the safest place in Scotland. It's very small. It's very beautiful looking. There's a lot of trees and yeah, it's really lovely, and it's really nice for walks as well. And there's a specific like passage that's near where I live that I always have my walk on. I always listen to my music, with these headphones. I have Spotify on my phone, which is amazing. It's like I can have like pretty much all the music in the world at my fingertips. And I like making playlists for these walks, so I can just like just listen to my music and walk and sort of just have a wee bit of peace. So after the walk, I come back. So this will roughly be like an hour. So that would be, this will be around about 3 or 4 p.m. And this is when I start to edit. Going back to how I explain freelance filmmaker, I love to edit. Sometimes I film roughly this time, but the majority of it will be editing. Filming takes about a couple of hours, however editing will take a couple of days. So most likely I will be editing rather than filming. And I love editing. I absolutely love it. Every time I see a film now in the cinema, I always have this editor's brain. Like every time I watch like a film and there's a shot that's like 3 seconds too long or 3 seconds too short, I have to like, say, oh, that's kind of put me off a little bit. I kind of wish I cut that a wee bit more, but I'm not the editor of that film, obviously. So I use that frustration of the curse of being an editor to use my own work, almost like which I find quite funny. But so that usually takes about as long as I want. But usually in about 3 or 4 hours before I go insane. And then that time I would be roughly hungry. So this would be around about 7 or 8 p.m. 6 p.m. I would say. And this is when I have my dinner. There's a Tesco that's 10 minutes away from where I live. As you can tell, like when I say Uddingston's a small town, it's a really small town. So the usually meal that I have is roast chicken thighs with rice and white rice. and I put a wee bit of butter on the rice and just stir it a wee bit, and that's a meal for me. That's like 10 out of 10. Love it. And the reason why I always have it because I'm so unimaginative and I have the blandest taste buds known to man. So that's the reason why I always have that. And after that, I usually either watch a film. In my bedroom, I have a wall that is filled with DVDs. I love collecting films. And but the problem is I've seen all these movies anyways, and I'm not a fan of rewatching stuff. So what I do is I tried to find new movies, and I try to say, okay, like, I need to see like what's out there, what I haven't seen yet, and it's quite expensive. But anywho, so if I'm not watching a film roughly this time, I am watching stuff on YouTube. I like YouTubers, I like watching them, and I'm thinking of starting a YouTube channel myself. So I kind of want to watch it as like, practice, and the time where I usually go to sleep, is when I'm tired. I don't usually say like, alright, I'm gonna sleep at this time or this time. Like I said, I don't really have that much of a schedule. So usually it'll be roughly around about, well, of course before this I have to brush my teeth. I mean, I know that sounds like, why do you explain this? But to me it is a priority. And after that I usually just head back to my bedroom, and it'll be roughly around about 2 or 3 or 4 a.m. Sorry. The latest will probably be around about 4 a.m. where I finally feel tired and I finally feel like, yes, now it's time to sleep.